Hello, everyone. Happy New Year. It's so nice to be with you again. Reverend Sarah from St. Paul's United in Paris. We have entered a new calendar year. We are shifting into a new time and space in the church year. So we are moving into the season of Epiphany that leads up and the season after Epiphany. So the in-between time that leads up to the season of Lent and then Easter. So we are in the liminal space time, which I'm going to get back to in a moment. But as we move into this new year, I'm going to be trying a new thing. We used to have community meals Wednesday evenings, and they sort of fell away during the pandemic, and we found it hard to get them started again. But they were great opportunities for us to gather over food and just have some conversation and some community time together. So we're going to try a lunchtime community meal for the next 3 months. In these months when it's cold and we need a little bit of warming up, we're going to be gathering to have some soup and some conversation the last Thursday of each month. So starting with this one, Thursday, January the 26th at noon, we're going to be doing that soup lunch, and I'm going to be doing my best to provide something that meets dietary needs. I know there's lots of them. We've got dietary restrictions around gluten, around dairy, around meat eating, so lots of different things to consider, but I'm going to do my best to have options that are able to be enjoyed by everybody for those 3 Thursdays that we're going to be doing our soup and conversation. So please, if you're able to let me know beforehand, if you're interested in joining us for those, do let me know. And if not, and you just want to show up, it would be great to see you there. So that's the first thing. As we enter into this new year, we've been using Sanctified Art as our resource for the Advent and Christmas season and Epiphany. We're now moving back into continuing along with our Alphabet of Faith journey. And so we're moving back into that, and we started this past Sunday. We left off with K is for Kingdom just before Advent, and now we're on to L is for Liminal Space. And for those who weren't here on Sunday, or for those who need the refresher about what that means, liminal space is the time in between. The time in between, before and after, here and there, then and now, past and present, or past and future, the present. So liminal space can be related to a lot of things. When we stand on the threshold of something new and need to get over that threshold into the new space, from the then into the now, from the before into the after, from the here to there. So liminal space is the space created in between, and there's lots of liminal space that happens in our life. You know, figuratively, the liminal space can obviously be places like I've been doing a lot of funerals lately, and so the time leading up to a person's death, if they're in decline and in the last season of their life, I spent a lot of time in liminal space with people as their family members transitioned from this earthly life into the next life. There's liminal space for those people who are grieving after the person has passed on, the liminal space between the grieving of the life that was and not quite sure what the next part of their life will look like, the next life is going to look like without their loved one. So liminal space can be a lot of things. I talked about my experience of going to live on my own for the first time, of attending university, and that liminal space in between the life I knew with my parents and my siblings and my grandma who lived at home with us, and the liminal space between that time and that living to living out on my own for the first time, having to clean up after myself and do all of my own laundry completely without any help, and cooking all the time for myself. So there's that in-between time as well. And I think we're in a bit of an in-between time now. It's just the time of year, right? In Canada, in the month of January and February and March, we're in a bit of an in-between time with the seasons. I feel like, especially in January, we're kind of for those of us who don't like the cold weather in the winter, we're definitely in the liminal space of waiting for the sunshine and warmth and the birds and the spring flowers to return. But what do we do in this time? What do we do in the liminal space? And what we do in this time is quite important. Do we take the opportunities to seek out new connections and learn something new and grow in our faith or in our personal relationships? So in this time of year, if you don't want to leave the house, if you're going to be staying cozy inside, this is a really great time to consider that, and perhaps pick up a spiritual practice that helps you do that. A daily journal, a mindfulness routine like yoga or meditation, something that helps you in the in-between time until we get to the next time. So I'm happy to chat with you and talk about what that might look like for you, your liminal space-time, and some practices that might be helpful for you. Wherever you are this day, my friends, I hope you're safe, I hope you're well, and I get to talk to you soon. We'll see you later, friends.